Captain Jonathan Johns Walker stepped onto the bridge of the exploration vessel Pathfinder with a sense of eager anticipation. As captain of the Pathfinder, it was his job to scout uncharted regions of space, identify new systems and resources, and expand humanity's reach across the stars. And today, his crew would be embarking on their most ambitious mission, yet to search for new stable wormholes that could dramatically reduce travel times across the Milky Way galaxy. Johns nodded to his first officer, Commander Jake Thompson, as he settled into the captain's chair. "How are we looking, Jake? All systems go." "Yes, Sir," Jake replied, handing Johns a datapad with the pre-flight checklist. "Engineers just finished the final checks. We're fueled up and ready to go." Johns scanned the datapad and signed off on the report. "Excellent. Let's get this show on the road." He toggled the ship-wide comms. "Attention Pathfinder crew, this is your captain speaking. We are go for Wormhole Expedition Alpha 1. I know I don't need to remind you all how important this mission is. If we can find some new stable routes, we could connect humanity to the farthest reaches of the galaxy faster than anyone thought possible. It would be a new era for trade, travel, diplomacy, and scientific advancement. So let's do our species proud. Walker out." Johns nodded to his piloting team. "Take us out, nice and steady." The Pathfinder's massive engines rumbled to life, gently lifting the exploration vessel up from the space dock. The sleek silver ship oriented itself towards the inky blackness of space and accelerated out of the orbit. "Setting course for the Delphi sector," Sir announced Navigation Officer Philip Boyd. "First stop on our little wormhole hunting trip." Johns settled back in his chair as the Pathfinder leapt forward into FTL speeds, propelling them across multiple star systems in mere hours. He never got tired of this part, streaking through the cosmos in search of the unknown. After 2 days of uneventful travel, the Pathfinder arrived at the Delphi sector, an isolated and largely unexplored area at the fringes of colonized space. "Take us out of FTL," Johns ordered. "Let's start scanning for any exotic energy signatures or gravitational distortions that could indicate a wormhole." The Pathfinder crew spent nearly a week meticulously sweeping the sector with a variety of scans and sensors. Just as they were starting to grow frustrated, the ship's astrophysics officer Kwame Deli sat up excitedly in his chair. "Captain, I'm detecting some strange gravity wave fluctuations near that gas giant. I think we might have found something promising." Johns was at his side immediately, looking over his shoulder at the sensor display. "I'll be damned," he muttered, a grin spreading across his face. "Commander Thompson, set a course right into that gas giant's orbit," Johns ordered. "Nice and slow so we can gather all the readings we can." The Pathfinder eased gently into orbit around the massive swirling gas planet. As they approached the location of the anomalies Kwame detected, a shimmering purple aperture suddenly blossomed into existence before them. "It's a wormhole," Captain Kwame exclaimed. "My God, we actually found one." There were smiles and laughter all around the bridge. "Steady people," Johns said, though he was grinning too. "Let's get some probes ready to launch. We're going to do this by the book." Over the next few hours, the Pathfinder crew meticulously studied and scanned the mysterious wormhole. They launched a series of sensor probes through to the other side, which sent back telemetry for analysis. Finally, Johns gave the order to take the ship itself through, nice and steady through the center. "Let's see where this rabbit hole leads." The ship's engines hummed as they guided her into the shimmering portal. There was a dizzying warp of light and motion, and then they were through. Kwame examined his readings. "Astounding. We seem to have traveled over 5,000 light years in an instant. According to these readings, we're clear across the galaxy from our starting point in the Delphi sector." The crew stared at him in stunned silence, scarcely believing what they were hearing. Then whoops and cheers erupted across the bridge. "Hot damn," Johns exclaimed, slapping Kwame on the back. "Do you know what this means? We just made galactic travel a whole lot smaller." Over the next 2 months, the Pathfinder crew discovered 2 more stable wormholes linking far-flung sections of the Milky Way. Each new route they pioneered brought the galaxy closer together, opening up new possibilities for trade, communication, and life. When the Pathfinder finally returned home after a successful mission, it touched off a gold rush as other ships raced to follow in their wake, eager to take advantage of the new wormhole network. colonies and alien civilizations that once seemed lifetimes apart were now able to interact and exchange goods, ideas, art, and culture with ease. The Milky Way had become a much smaller, more intimate place, and it was all thanks to the bravery and resourcefulness of Pathfinder and her intrepid crew. Captain Johns, Commander Jake, and the rest of the Pathfinder's crew became famous across human space. They gave speeches and interviews about their unprecedented mission and received honors and awards from Earth and the colonies. Though he enjoyed the limelight, what Johns was most proud of was the spirit of unity and cooperation the new wormhole network fostered. Old divisions and prejudices seemed to evaporate as people from worlds once isolated were able to mingle and get to know each other as neighbors. It gave him hope for the future. But of course, the Pathfinder's job wasn't over. There was a whole galaxy left to explore, and her crew was eager to see what wonders they might discover out there on the new frontier. So after a brief time back on Earth, Johns once again boarded his ship and prepared to sail off into the cosmic unknown, ready to seek out new worlds, new civilizations, and maybe even new wormholes, bringing the peoples of the galaxy even closer together. Wherever the mission took them, Johns knew he could count on his loyal crew to face it with courage and camaraderie. As the Pathfinder launched itself back into the stars, Johns leaned back in his captain's chair and smiled. Their journey was just beginning.